You got the drop on 50 Cent one time?
We thought we did until we got in there. Mike called us, told he was up there. I got up there. We got up there, we came in and strapped to they thigh, bullies on them, semis on them, magazine cartridges. I said, yeah, he ain't slipping.
Today's not the day.
Nah, 50 moved different, he moved different.
And did 50
I'm glad
see
that
you?
didn't happen though, he see me. But he didn't know that's what we was on. We never approached him. I'm glad it never happened. Things worked out.
50 Cent taught us that, not trying to throw shots at him. Sure. But you could not do nothing to him because he had that real security.
New York niggas don't know nothing about checking.
I know, I'm straight out of New York,
Shout
right?
out to my niggas from New York. We've been coming to LA since 204, 205, and like, niggas ain't never check in to nobody.
A lot of people look at 50 Cent like one of the sharpest minds in the game, and Wack100 learned that the hard way. Tony A.O. said it straight. According to him, the whole G-Unit crew moved different, like they never had to check in with anybody at all. He even called them a militant-type movement when it came to how they traveled across the U.S. 50 backed that up too, saying, "I come from a place where you have to be ready. Don't get ready. You gotta be ready." That mindset wasn't just talk, it was how he really moved every single day. So when Wack100 allegedly tried to press 50 Cent, things didn't go how he expected. Not even close. It turned into one of those moments people still talk about, 50 Cent versus Wack100, and it got real tense real fast. During one of Wack's more recent Clubhouse talks, he brought up another wild story about 50 that had people locked in. He took it all the way back to when 50 was out in Los Angeles, right in the middle of that serious fallout with former G-Unit member Game. At that time, Wack was managing Game, so of course he stepped right into the situation like it was his place. According to Wack, he pulled up to 50's hotel in LA ready to confront him, thinking he had control of the situation. Things flipped quick and didn't go how he planned at all. He even said, "I'll never forget the move that dude 50 pulled a move on us. So gangster," Wack said.
You got the drop on 50 Cent one time?
We thought we did.
Right.
We thought we did. Until we got in there.
According to Wack, somebody gave him the drop that 50 Cent was posted at the SLS Hotel, right there in the small bar area. Locked in on that info, Wack and his crew, about 10 deep, decided to slide through like they were ready for whatever might happen. But the second they stepped inside, Wack said the whole vibe felt strange, like something wasn't adding up at all. The energy in the room shifted quick and he picked up on it right away.
He came in.
How deep were you?
About 15.
15 people.
Yeah, we wasn't that deep.
Looking around, Wack realized real quick that 50 Cent wasn't alone. He was surrounded by about 8 serious-looking individuals, the kind that moved like elite-level security, almost like Navy SEAL status. As Wack said, these guys weren't just standing around either. They were sharp, alert, and moving with tight precision like they trained for this exact moment. It sent a clear message that 50 already knew what was coming and wasn't slipping at all. Thinking back on it, Wack even felt like 50 might have lined the whole thing up on purpose, just to prove a point and show who was really in control.
We got up there, we came in and shit. We had Navy SEALs with him. 2 in all directions. Probably about 6 of them.
Now to some people, this whole situation came off like Wack might have been trying to press 50 for something, especially since 50 never checked in while being out in LA. And that right there has always been a big topic, because Wack stays vocal about how important that checking in idea is. At the same time, Wack has tried to tone it down, saying it's not about control, just about letting people know you're in the city so nothing gets twisted unexpectedly. He even claims he follows that same code himself whenever he travels, saying it's all about awareness and staying ahead of any situation.
Me and my people, me and my team, when it comes to checking in with us, is really just making us aware that you're here. I check in everywhere I go. I was just about to go to Florida, and I can show you on my phone where I hit my Miami team, said I might be down there Friday.
But in street culture, checking in carries a whole different meaning. When a rapper or celebrity lands in a city, especially one known for a strong gang presence, they're often expected to tap in with certain local figures to get what's basically seen as a pass to move around. And let's be real, that pass doesn't always come free. Sometimes those local figures expect something in return, money, a feature for one of their artists' connections, or some kind of favor. Some people try to frame it as respect, like saying, hey, I'm in your area, just showing love. But others call it exactly what it looks like, pressure. Because if it's really just about respect, then why do problems pop up when someone doesn't check in? That's the question a lot of people keep asking. In cities like LA, some artists go along with it and build ties with local crews for protection, almost like street insurance. But not everybody plays by those rules, and 50 Cent has made it clear he's not part of that system at all. And Wack wasn't the only one connected to that side who tried to press 50. Suge Knight stepped in at one point too. The tension between Suge and 50 really traces back to Dr. Dre. When Dre left Death Row and started building his own lane, Suge didn't take that lightly at all. Things escalated even more when Dre brought Eminem into the picture and later added 50 Cent to the Aftermath lineup. Since Suge already had issues with Dre, that tension naturally extended to both M and 50, and Suge wasn't known for letting things slide. He made sure his presence was felt and that people knew he was still watching everything closely. One moment that really stands out happened while 50 was filming the In the Club video. Everything was running smooth until someone suddenly shouted, "Suge Knight is here!" That one line instantly changed the whole mood on set. Suge had pulled up, but he wasn't alone. He came through with around 30 people, and reports said many of them were tied to a Mexican gang, which made the situation feel even more intense.
This is why I always respected Eminem, 50, and that was with us. So Suge came, he had some Mexican niggas. Now, we from New York. You ain't never seen a nigga with a tattoo on his forehead. Lights the cigar, and it's the shit about Suge. He light the cigar, and he trying to see what you gonna do. So Eminem, 50, everybody outside.
It was classic Suge behavior, pulling up unannounced with a whole crowd, shaking the scene, and making sure everybody felt that pressure instantly. He had a reputation for stepping in like that, turning any situation tense just by showing up and letting his presence speak loud. Then things got even crazier at the 2004 Vibe Awards. That night was supposed to be all about celebration. Dr. Dre was being honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award, and Snoop Dogg and Quincy Jones were right there on stage ready to present it to him. But right when Dre was about to accept it, everything flipped in seconds. A man named Jimmy James Johnson walked up to Dre like he was just trying to get an autograph. But instead, he suddenly swung and hit him right there in front of everyone. After that, it turned into straight chaos. The hit sparked a massive fight and the whole place lost control fast. People started yelling, chairs were flying, and hundreds of attendees rushed toward the exits trying to get out of the madness. And right in the middle of all that, young Buck got pulled into it too. Reports said Buck had a knife and was seen swinging during the fight. Later on, it was confirmed that Johnson was stabbed, and it was said Buck did it while trying to defend Dre in that wild moment. Buck wasn't the only one who went after Johnson either. Multiple people jumped in during the chaos, and the whole situation spiraled out of control fast. What started as one hit turned into a full-blown incident that nobody could ignore. That night didn't just end in confusion, it led straight into serious legal trouble. Arrest warrants were issued, and Buck ended up facing charges connected to what went down. Now, nobody could officially prove that Suge Knight had anything to do with setting it all up, but a lot of people pointed at some suspicious timing. According to Tony Yayo, not long after everything erupted, he spotted Suge Knight and Irv Gotti casually walking past the G-Unit trailer. That alone had people talking heavy. It raised eyebrows instantly and made it seem like something deeper might have been going on behind the scenes.
Suddenly, you can see a shiny knife in his right hand. He lunges over the top with a stabbing motion. Police say that is 23-year-old young Buck, who then vanished.
50 Cent didn't hesitate for a second. Once he caught wind that something might be about to go down, he moved fast and got strategic. Reports say he told his team to step out immediately and grab a bunch of knives, making it clear he wasn't about to get caught lacking.
I wouldn't say we were scared, but it was the Vibe Awards when we seen Suge Knight and Irv Gotti, and they walked past the trailer.
Just in case everything went left, and looking back, he clearly had a reason to stay on point like that. In the end, Tony Yayo ended up facing the consequences, getting hit with 3 years of probation along with 80 hours of community service for his role in everything that went down. That whole situation showed just how serious things really got behind the scenes. All of this proves one thing: 50 Cent stays ready for whatever comes his way, no hesitation. He didn't just rely on high-level professional security either. He kept people around him who understood how things move in real situations. He made sure his circle included individuals who were ready to step in at any moment if things got tense. And one name that always stands out in that conversation is his bodyguard, Monster.
50 just look at James Cruz, so he just taps James Cruz and say, yo, go buy 20 knives. Yeah, just go to the hardware store. It was about 20 to 15 of us, something like that. Suge Knight got like some crazy looking, Compton looking dudes with him, you know what I'm saying? So it just, you felt the energy.
Monster wasn't just some regular bodyguard. He was 50's main guy, the enforcer who stayed close no matter what. If you were trying to find 50 Cent, you could almost guarantee Monster was right there nearby, watching everything and missing nothing. He had that quiet but serious presence, the type who didn't need to say much to be understood. Silent, alert, and always locked in, he carried himself like someone who handled business without making a scene. Not much is publicly known about him either. He keeps things low-key and out of the spotlight. But if you've ever seen 50's older footage or clips, chances are you've already spotted him without even realizing it. He was always right behind 50, moving like a shadow, staying close and making sure nothing got out of line. There's even a moment where 50 is walking through an airport and you can see Monster stepping in, trying to block his face from paparazzi and keep everything under control.
Monster like the smallest, biggest security I ever known. Like his presence is big as fuck.
And when 50 hit the stage at clubs, Monster was always right there, standing guard and watching every single move like nothing slipped past him. Hold on.
What up, 50?
Yo, what up, 50? What up, man? How are you? So, 50, real quick.
One of the most talked about moments involving Monster came when things got tense on stage between 50 and T-Trav. If you watch that clip closely, you'll catch Monster in the background, completely locked in and focused, staring Trav down like he was ready to react instantly if anything went sideways. He wasn't moving wild or doing too much, just standing there, calm but clearly on alert, making it known he was watching everything closely.
Hold on. Y'all better stop this.
For years, Monster moved like 50's shadow, always thinking ahead and making sure nobody got too close for comfort. He stayed sharp, positioned just right, and handled things before they could even become a problem. There were even rumors floating around that 50 Cent allegedly had a video removed from a popular YouTube channel called Minds, which talked about an incident involving something Monster supposedly handled on his behalf. Minds is known for putting together detailed street-style documentaries, and they reportedly dropped a video that put a spotlight on 50 Cent's real security setup. It didn't just stay surface level either. It specifically focused on Monster and his role as 50's enforcer. The video allegedly showed Monster in multiple pictures alongside 50, breaking things down and pointing out how he was the one making sure nothing ever got out of control. It painted a picture of someone who wasn't just security, but a key piece in keeping everything tight around 50 at all times.
Mysterious video that vanished from Minds' channel was about none other than 50 Cent.
But that wasn't even the wildest part. The video also touched on a serious situation 50 Cent was allegedly connected to, bringing up what reportedly happened between him and Slowbucks at Hot 97 Summer Jam back in 2014. If you remember that moment, it's the one where Slowbucks got hit and had his chain taken right there on stage in front of a huge crowd. It instantly turned into one of the most talked about incidents from that event. Minds supposedly broke the whole thing down, laying out the details of what went down that night and putting it all into their video for everyone to see. They didn't hold back, and that's what really got people paying attention. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Reports started going around that 50 Cent wasn't feeling that video at all. Word is he personally reached out to Minds, and not long after that, the video was taken down, which only made the situation look even more questionable to a lot of people.
What Minds did, he would show pictures of 50 Cent, different pictures of 50 Cent in regular settings, right? Until Minds highlighted this guy that was in like every picture
Monster's loyalty didn't just stay behind the scenes, it actually led to some serious legal trouble over the years. There were multiple situations where things got physical while he was protecting 50 Cent, and it ended up catching real attention. Reports say Monster faced several assault charges tied to incidents where people got a little too close to 50. He wasn't playing about his role, and anytime things felt off, he reacted fast and direct. One of the most talked about situations happened back in 2010 in Copenhagen, Denmark, when Monster was charged after allegedly going at 2 photographers. According to the New York Daily News, it all went down outside the St. Petri Hotel, where photographers were waiting for 50 to come outside. One of those photographers, Nicolo Ira, later told Radar Online how quickly everything escalated. He said, "One of 50 Cent's bodyguards came out and told us to leave. The next thing I knew, he grabs my throat and tried to strangle me. He cut off my airway and I couldn't breathe. He took my camera and deleted photos." Ira said the whole situation left him shaken, and he had to go straight to the hospital to get checked out. He also made it clear he wasn't letting it go quietly, saying, "I will be going straight to the police station and complete whatever paperwork is necessary." All of this raises a bigger question. Why does 50 keep such heavy security around him at all times? Some critics have tried to clown him for relying on strong protection, calling it unnecessary. But others see it differently, saying it's just a smart move when you're constantly in high-pressure situations like that. After all, people still remember what happened when 50 Cent got shot. That moment changed everything and still gets brought up to this day. And to really understand how deep things go, you've got to look back at figures like Supreme McGriff. Back in the 1980s, Supreme built a powerful crew known as the Supreme Team based out of the Jamaica section of Queens, New York. Under his leadership, the group grew fast, with hundreds of members and control over major drug activity in the Baisley Park houses where he grew up. At one point, reports claimed the operation was bringing in around $200,000 a day, but that kind of spotlight didn't come without consequences. In 1987, McGriff was sentenced to 12 years in prison. He was released on parole in 1994, but before that year even ended, he ended up back behind bars again. It wasn't until 1997 that his convictions were cleared, giving him a chance to step into a different lane. That's when he got involved with Ja Rule and the Murder Inc. Circle, becoming someone who helped plan moves and provide protection around the label's artists. Around that same time, 50 and Supreme reportedly had a decent connection, but 50's career wasn't where it would later be. He was still trying to break through. Money was tight, and he wasn't a major name yet, so he started making noise in a different way, calling out the industry in his track How to Rob to grab attention and spark reactions. That move helped set the stage for one of the most well-known rivalries, 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. According to 50, his friend Troy had robbed Ja Rule, and later when 50 ran into Ja at a club, he tried to clear things up, but Ja wasn't convinced and believed 50 had something to do with it. Ja later confirmed the robbery did happen, but denied ever seeing 50 with the person responsible, saying,
"Remember that shit that happened to Slow Bucks on that stage? Info Mind's documentary had footage from that Slow Bucks situation. He was highlighting niggas and shit."
Supreme eventually stepped in and told 50 to ease up on Ja Rule, and since Preemy was someone 50 respected, he agreed on the surface, but he didn't fully stop. The tension was still there, and 50 kept throwing shots in his music, keeping things alive in a different way. Then in 1999, everything took a dark turn that hit both Preemy and 50 hard. Their mutual friend Black just lost his life in a situation that quickly spiraled out of control. The story goes that rapper E Moneybags had been trying to buy a car from Preem and already put down a deposit. But when he later asked for his money back, Preemy reportedly brushed it off and told him to forget about it. That didn't sit well at all, and things escalated fast. One day, E Moneybags allegedly fired shots at Preemy while he was sitting in a car with Black Just. Black Just was hit twice, including a serious injury to the thigh. And instead of heading straight to a nearby hospital, Preem reportedly drove back to the neighborhood and had someone else take Just to get medical help. That delay turned out to be critical, and sadly, Black Just didn't make it. After that, the situation left E Moneybags with some heavy enemies and added even more tension to an already serious environment.
But it had nothing to do with it. Like, I didn't even know you know this dude.
Now, the tension with Ja Rule never really died down, and Preemy kept standing in Ja's corner, trying to convince 50 Cent to chill out and stop going at him so hard. But 50 wasn't feeling that at all. He didn't like the fact that Preemy kept backing Ja, and on top of that, Preemy didn't even see 50 as a future superstar. From his point of view, why switch things up when Ja Rule was already bringing in serious money and success? That mindset only made things worse, and eventually everything exploded. At one point, Ja and 50 ended up at the same club, and things turned physical fast. In the middle of that situation, 50 walked away with Ja Rule's chain, and he didn't keep it low-key either. He went on to show it off in the Life's on the Line music video, making the whole situation even more public and intense. Of course, Ja went straight back to Supreme, trying to get his chain returned and handle the situation. But by now, Preemy was getting tired of having to step in again and again, especially with 50 constantly challenging things and putting pressure on Murder Inc.'s image. At the same time, 50 was fully locked in on his goal. He wanted to take down Murder Inc. no matter what. And because of that, his relationship with Preemy kept getting worse and worse. Tony Yayo even shared a story about one of their encounters during that fallout, saying there was a moment where 50 made it clear to Preemy that he wasn't intimidated at all.
Just like that. He said that wasn't for Just. I just looked at him, man, and I say, E, that is Just. He's dead.
To make things even more intense, 50 started linking up with people like E-Moneybags, Big Nose Troy, and Green-Eyed Born, all names that already had issues with Preemy. That move alone raised the pressure because now it wasn't just music anymore, it was turning into something deeper. Then everything reached a breaking point when 50 dropped the track Ghetto Quran. That song made its way back to Preemy, and once he heard his name in it, things got serious fast.
50 up there. Preem, dude, you know the old school shit. Yeah. You know what 50 did? Yeah, my nigga.
Do it back, yeah.
Yeah, my nigga. You know what the block did?
Yeah, that's what
50 later claimed other artists had mentioned Supreme in his past before, and Preemy didn't have a problem with it. He even liked the attention. But when 50 said his name, the reaction was completely different. Some people in New York saw the track as more of a shout-out or a reflection, but Preemy didn't take it that way at all. To him, it crossed the line. Around that same time, there was an incident where Preemy was almost attacked at a gas station, and he reportedly believed 50 was behind it. That suspicion pushed things to a whole new level, and now it wasn't just tension, it was personal. According to reports, Preemy decided to go after the people he saw as enemies, and 50 was at the top of that list. It's been said that Daryl Baum, also known as Homo, who once worked as Mike Tyson's bodyguard, was brought in as the shooter for a large payment. Then came the moment that changed everything. On May 24th, 2000, 50 left his grandmother's house with his son inside and his grandmother outside in the yard. As he got into the back seat of a car, another vehicle pulled up, and within seconds, shots rang out. An attacker walked up and fired 9 shots from a 9mm pistol. 50 was hit multiple times in the hand, arm, hip, both legs, chest, and even his face. It was a life or death moment, and just inches made the difference. Somehow, after weeks in the hospital and multiple surgeries, 50 survived against all odds. That survival became one of the most talked about stories in hip-hop history. Years later in the track Many Men, 50 pointed to Baum as the shooter, but by that time, Baum had already passed away, leaving behind even more unanswered questions.
What goes around comes around. Homo shot me 3 weeks later, he got shot down.
While 50 managed to survive and escape death, not everyone around him was that lucky. In July 2001, E-Moneybags was found dead inside his Lincoln Navigator, and the situation only added more tension to everything already going on. There are different stories about why it happened. Some say it was payback for the killing of Black Just, while others believe it was tied to issues involving Murder Inc. CEO Irv Gotti and Ja Rule after a robbery situation. And it didn't stop there. Big Nose Troy was also killed just 3 months after E-Moneybags, showing how serious and dangerous things had become during that time. By 2002, authorities had gathered enough evidence to arrest Supreme McGriff on major charges connected to multiple incidents. During the investigation, Supreme even brought up Ghetto Quran, thinking it could point blame toward 50 Cent. But when police asked 50 about the lyrics, he kept it simple and told them, listen to the record, not giving them anything extra to work with. Then in 2003, things got even bigger when Irv Gotti came under federal investigation, putting Murder Inc. in a risky position. By 2005, Gotti was charged with money laundering connected to McGriff, but in the end, he was found not guilty on all counts. McGriff, however, didn't beat the case. He was convicted in federal court on charges including drug trafficking, racketeering, and murder. Prosecutors built their case using witness testimony, messages, and video evidence claiming he paid large sums to have people targeted. With his assets taken, McGriff couldn't even afford his own lawyer and had to rely on a court-appointed defense. Then on April 9, 2007, he was sentenced to life in prison, closing a major chapter in that whole situation. As for 50 Cent, that shooting changed everything about how people saw him. Before, he was known mainly for his music, but after surviving 9 shots, he became a symbol of toughness and survival in hip-hop. That moment didn't just impact his life, it shifted the culture too. And when you look at everything he went through, it makes sense why he moves the way he does today with heavy security around him. At the end of the day, it's not about looking tough, it's about staying alive and protecting what matters. If you made it this far, hit like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe and share this story with someone who needs to hear it.